Validation really is such a simple and effective communication skill. If used correctly, it can quickly dismantle power struggles, resolve arguments, and build trust. Validation can also be one of the most important parenting tools. I've noticed that when you try to teach someone how to use validation, they often confuse it with comforting, praising, or encouraging. Validation is also not the same as trying to fix someone's emotions or problems. It doesn't mean that you agree with them either. It just means that you understand what a feeling means to that person. Validation recognizes that a person's feelings, thoughts are true and real to him or her, regardless of logic or whether it makes sense to anyone else. It also doesn't mean letting your child do whatever they want, which is a common misconception when parents are learning the art of validation. For example, you validate your child's feelings of not wanting to go to madrasa to complete a school project, but you also communicate that missing madrasa isn't an option. Effective validation has two components. It identifies a specific emotion and it offers justification for feeling that emotion. He really said that? I'd be angry too. I can tell you are very sad about that. When I hear you talk about that, I can hear how scary all of this is for you. So how does one go about validating someone? Number one, validation starts with basic listening. It's important to give brief verbal responses to show someone you hear them, saying things like, okay, I see, while the person is talking so they feel heard. Number two, use body language to show you are listening. Look at them and turn your head or entire body towards them while they're speaking. You may also want to stop whatever else you're doing. Show that you are attentive and present. If you're doing something else while you're listening, like folding laundry or cooking, then look periodically at the person and use other cues to show you paying attention. Making eye contact is a great way to do this. Number three, stay present. The most basic form of validation is to stay present with them, even when their feelings are difficult or unpleasant. Put aside your own discomforts and focus entirely on being there for them. There are some ways in which you can show that by holding their hand, looking directly at them, sitting with them, or rubbing their back and saying, I'm here. Number four, respond to their general mood and energy levels. If someone is excited, let yourself get happy or excited. If they're sad, be sympathetic. If they're nervous, be comforting and understanding. Mirroring their energy levels and responding to their mood helps them feel understood. You need to understand that when practicing validation, you are responding to emotions that are real rather than content which may or may not be real. When you successfully validate another individual by communicating that you understand the emotion, you reduce the emotion. When you address or you content, you increase the emotion. Invalidating responses are often born out of good intentions, but they do anything but help. An invalidating response is anything that minimizes or dismisses another person's feeling. You'll be fine. It could be worse. Just put a smile on your face and tough it out. Don't worry, things will work out. It's not that big of a deal. More often than not, these types of responses actually make the situation worse. They suggest that the other person is being irrational and or shouldn't feel the way they are, the very opposite of how they're hoping to feel by talking with you. Learn to catch these responses and change them into validating ones, and you'll be surprised at the difference it makes. Often, if we are experiencing a communication breakdown, or if there's a wall between us and someone else, it's most likely has been built with the bricks of invalidation.